one final event of 2020 is among us. The last official ran event. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Extravaganza will be gearing up this weekend for everybody. I believe it's 256 duelists are going to enter into they're going to grab their webcams here. Look at this. They're going to set these bad boys up. I personally, Logitech 920 is the way to go, but yeah, alas, it is what it is. They're going to sit down and they're going to duel each other through the internet before Christmas. And we're here to talk about what those duelists are going to expect. Let's dig on into one heck of a journey, shall we? I'm not actually going to put animations in, maybe I will, I don't know, we'll see. So, the first thing that you need to know going into this weekend is you don't need to worry about Dragon Link. Alright, at this point in time, I've said my piece with Dragon Link. I think Dragon Link is going to be sitting in the back of the room. I think at this point in time, until we get Boral End and the Dragoonity Structure Deck stuff, which will probably be Ghosts from the Past, I don't think that this deck is going to be a hard-hitting contender. I think you need to be aware of what it can do. I've watched a few combo videos. My friend is super gung-ho on this deck. Like, it's crazy good. I just don't think it's been developed. And I don't think it's going to be developed until we get this final stuff. Once we get this final stuff, I think we will see quite possibly a development in the deck. But until that point in time happens, unfortunately, I think Dragon Link is going to take a back seat in the remainder of the format. We'll have to wait and see, though, if it really actually matters, or if I'm just smoking hot air here and just going, we'll have to wait and see. But I think, unfortunately, Dragon Link's time in the sun, while the deck still pretty much has everything it had beforehand, we now need those other half of the combo pieces to develop. So, yeah, that's a thing, all right? Now, with that being said, though, do you need to worry about Drytron for this particular weekend? While the LCS had Drytron at an interesting representation, not everybody's going to have access to it. Once again, you're going to see the same problem that you saw with previous events here. The set comes out Friday before the event. Whoa, it better be legal for the event. A lot of people aren't going to be able to order cards online, and that's kind of what we saw with Virtual World, actually, previously. You know, with the USPS and events, it's always been the same story. So you come out of one big online event here where everybody has this universal card pool. Virtual World takes over. What, a week later, everybody has to assemble all of these virtual... I mean, not even 2 weeks. You have to order all these Virtual World cards online. And that was the advantage that you would see with regionals, is at least you could go to the venue, talk to the vendor who has everything on hand for you, and bada bing, bada boom, you're able to build this deck. All right, well, unless you're named Jesse Cotton, who has access to this stuff, playing in the event, I don't know what else to tell you, boo-boo. I think that Virtual World representation is going to be to the frickin' moon. Yes, we just had a ban list process. You might see a higher dinosaur representation. We'll backtrack through all this. So, because of card pool and circulation, and it being the time of year it is, I think, unfortunately, Drytron representation might not be that great in this particular event. Now, that being said, though, we now just pushed through a ban list, 2 weeks ago. Hopefully, everybody has had time to order their cards. Hopefully, people have adapted. I do think the dinosaurs are going to see a little bit higher representation here. If not, dinosaurs are probably going to be it. Dinosaurs were budget. All right, like, they're affordable. If you've probably played competitively, you probably have had a dinosaur core sitting on your desk staring at you going, play me. Come on, Robbie, I'm a dinosaur. So, a lot of players are just going to play what they know. I mean, it's not that... God, this is going to sound so bad. It doesn't take a lot of brain cells to build a dinosaur deck, all right? Like, I'm not saying that, like, dinosaur players are pea-brain. No. I'm just saying that, like, to build a hard skeleton for a zombie deck, or a zombie deck, for a dinosaur deck is not that hard. All right? You just gotta figure out how many copies of the little babies you want to play and really what your tech choices are. Outside of that, it's easy. Virtual World is about as easy, actually, in terms of things. You just got to figure out what your 4 flex spots are. Like, you get 4 flex spots, I think, in the deck. So, outside of that, Dinosaur and Virtual World probably going to be the thing. Now, you did notice that dinosaurs... I don't keep thinking about zombies. Maybe I'm just Freudian slipping here and just being like, zombies are secretly the best deck in the room here. Nah. So I do think that dinosaurs... I almost said zombies again. Dinosaurs are going to have a decent representation this time. I do think that you're going to see them probably do something. I know a lot of people have just tossed them into the tier 2 category. I wouldn't go that far. I think 1.5 is probably the place that they need to be at this point. I do think that Virtual World will be the best deck. All right. Drytron representation is going to be butt. All right. We know this because the set hasn't circulated. Hopefully everybody has had time to pick up what they want to play from the ban list if they're playing this weekend. Man, not actually having events, IRL, or places to go. I mean, if you're able to go to a card store and acquire the cards that you want to play for these decks, you're actually quite well off. If you've got friends that can actually express, ship you stuff that you want, you're also in a good place. Now, it brings us to our rogue points here. All right, so Eldritch accessories. Eldritch Zodiac. Eldritch Zodiac was gaining decent popularity last format. At the beginning of the format, it wasn't existent. We came out the last extravaganza. We had 3. I think we had 3 in the top cut. And what was it? We came out of last week, and we had 1 for luxury games. So I do think that players are going to continue to mess with the whole idea of making Zeus Turbo. I think that the deck is really freaking good, honestly. I think that now that True King of All Calamities Turbo is the best deck, unfortunately, you can't access a lot of your engine, but at least you can play the game during the opponent's turn with the Eldritch half of the deck. So that's one big thing that you've got going for yourself here, is at least the capitalization and access to play the game during the opponent's turn to put you in that better spot. So while the Zoo half probably isn't going to work right now, Zoo's in a bad place because of VFD right now. It's actually insane. All right, like, True King Turbo just pooped on this entire concept, and I really wish that I could be like, oh man, Zoo's in a better place than it actually is right now. VFD, that is all. So there's that. Now you have the kitchen sink running around. Now the kitchen sink is, I'm always going to put this in the wild card category because it's interesting. All right, you have this deck that has access to the Numeron engine, Dragoon. It's basically like all the BS in the format, all wrapped up in a nice little silver bow for you guys. And that's not a bad thing at all. I do think in terms of Rogue that this deck, it'll screech by, it'll mess up your day, and you're just going to be like, do not underestimate Zexal. All right, like that's the moral right now. You're pre-programmed to deal with all of this stuff. But if all of a sudden you blink, there's a Zexal on the field, or you're going second, you didn't open up very good, and holy crap, here comes an entire Numeron field. You're like, Dragoons still exist in the format. Like, you still have 2 very problematic cards. It's just, unfortunately, the other 2 problems, which are the entire Numeron Zexal engine and Dragoon, are being overshadowed by the consistency that is now being generated by True King of All Calamities. So, yay. Who doesn't love issues? So if you're playing this weekend, have a blast. If you guys are planning on playing competitively, we'll be back here on Monday. We're going to review all of this fun stuff. I'm actually really looking forward to analyzing the metagame, seeing what shifts we had from week 1 to now. And I do think that a lot of players are going to see some pretty big surprises in their event. So, yeah, we'll see. I also, to answer the question about Live Twin Eldritch, do I think that the deck is good? Do I think that Dragon Maids have a chance? No, I don't think so. I think that they're kind of fun. I think that fun decks are not a bad thing. Hopefully something excites us this weekend. I want to see something rogue, and I just don't want to see Virtual World Machine go yeah for 9 rounds. So we'll have to wait and see. And that's that. So, guys, please leave a comment down below. What do you think is going to win this weekend? Do you think it's going to be Ryan Yu with Sky Striker? Man, that would be a shocker. That man is a machine, and it is very interesting. Hopefully, whoever wins, though, it'll be an interesting little showcase. All right, guys, I'm out. Peace.
Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCole40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCole40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcolegames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.